Hello.
Tell us why are you here today?
I'm here today to support the Humboldt3, three activists who are on trial in Berlin for speaking up for the human rights of Palestinians. And I'm also here because our civil liberties are being threatened, not just in Germany but also in the UK as well. And I'm here to support BDS.
Well done. Thank you.
Good.
So this is why you're here today.
This is why I'm here today. I looked out of my window, I saw you, and I recognised the flag, and so I came.
You saw us from your window, so you came down.
I did just then.
That's fantastic. Thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
Would you like to say something else, or that's it?
I think the message is clear enough.
The message is clear enough, yes. We'll take it on the video.
I'm from Women in Black.
Women in Black.
We've been having a vigil against war and violence for 18 years now. Every Saturday, 1 till 2, opposite the Balmoral Hotel.
Well done to you. That's great. Hello. Would you like to tell us why are you here today in front of the German embassy?
We are here to protest the criminalisation of three individuals for themselves protesting a criminal state which treats millions of people like second-class citizens.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
And they've committed mass murder in Palestine 3 times with the attacks, the massive attacks they made, you know.
Yeah.
And the world stood by and let this happen.
Yes.
And the time must come when the people will rise up and stop this. But having said that, in Israel now they're having problems, major problems, with Netanyahu who's up on trial. And there's been massive demonstrations in the streets against him. And the police have been attacking them. So a lot of Israelis are learning the lesson about what the state really means to them. So we hope that that changes things slightly in the Israeli state.
Well done. Thank you.
I'm very honoured to stand here with the Humboldt3, that's Stavit, Roni and Majid. They're doing great work in Germany to challenge the Bundestag, which is trying to criminalise BDS action and prevent free speech on Israel's crimes in Palestine. So that's why I'm here today, to show solidarity with these three, and you know, I think they're in the best tradition of progressive voices over the world, because they stand for justice, freedom and truth. And yeah, good on them. And we need to take an example from them.
That's great.
Thank you.
The governments of the world, they have to understand that free speech is a taboo area. You can't tread there. You can't go there. You can't stop people from telling the truth. And don't go down the path of accusations of anti-Semitism whenever somebody accuses Israel. So that's why I'm here today. I'm here to support the Humboldt3 accused persons and to show solidarity with them. Thank you very much.
Increasingly now in Europe, in the United States and other countries, governments are moving to criminalize opposition to apartheid Israel and also international solidarity action with Palestine through BDS. They are choosing to protect and defend one of the most racist states in the world, and indeed the only apartheid state in the world. They are accusing as anti-Semitic those who rightly condemn this violent and criminal state. What governments should be doing, and it is their duty under international law and UN conventions to do, is to take action to end Israel's crimes against Palestinians. That is sanctions against Israel, not selling weapons to Israel, not business as usual with Israel, not censorship of free speech, and not malicious accusations of anti-Semitism. Germany has gone down this shameful path. Its parliament voted in May 2019 to label BDS as anti-Semitic. Did it believe that BDS action against apartheid South Africa was also racist. This is an outrageous falsehood, as the BDS demands are clearly about justice, equality, and democracy. This is nothing but an attempt to censor free speech to Israel, on Israel. And the persecution of Khalid Barakat, a Palestinian writer and activist, who was firstly barred from speaking about Palestine publicly and has now been banned from entering Germany for 4 years. German authorities believe that talk of liberating Palestine, or that Israel has no right to exist, is anti-Semitic. Clearly, Israel does not have the right to exist as an apartheid state. That is a crime against humanity for which Israel should be prosecuted. And now the German state is prosecuting the Humboldt 3, Roni Barakat, Stavit Sinai, who are both Jewish Israeli, and Majid Abu Salame, who is Palestinian. They are charged with assault and trespassing when they interrupted a speech at Humboldt Uni by Aliza Lavie, a member of the Israeli Knesset, and challenged her over her responsibility as a government minister for war crimes and crimes against humanity when Israel waged war on Gaza for 51 days in 2014. There are no assault and no trespassing. This was and is a political trial. The trial in 2019 ended without a verdict, and they now face a retrial which begins today in Berlin. Best to hear Arby's own words from when he was in court last year. I stand here today with a sense of pride. Not the pride of vanity, but pride in knowing that what I did was fundamentally right and done for the greater good. I also stand here today as the accuser, not the accused. If there is any wrongdoing on my past, then it is of not doing enough to end the grave crimes that the State of Israel is responsible for. The accused today, Your Honor, are the criminal state of Israel and its accomplices, who will be mentioned in this courtroom for aiding and abetting in Israeli crimes against humanity. If the State of Israel is indeed an apartheid state, then everyone in this room would have the moral and possibly the legal obligation to oppose such grave crimes which are carried out on a daily and hourly basis. This is exactly why the Nuremberg Principles have been drafted, to urge people like us into action. When apartheid representative member of Knesset Aliza Lavie arrived at Humboldt University, she arrived on an explicit mission to go after the BDS campaign that challenges Israeli criminal policies which Lavie tries hard to protect and promote. Lavie is not only chair of the anti-BDS lobby in the parliament, she was also a member of the Defense and Foreign Affairs Committee, which decided and oversaw the massacre of 2,200 people in Gaza in July 2014, including the murder of 551 babies and children. Ironically, she was also the head of mission to the European Council, where she appeared on several occasions in order to defend Israeli violations. From defending the systematic mass incarceration and torture of Palestinian children to defending the massacre of unarmed demonstrations along the fence of Gaza ghetto. Demonstrators whose simple and basic demand is to go back to their homes. When I confronted Lavie at Humboldt University, I did not only oppose her criminal presence there, but also went above and beyond to explain the report which I was holding in my hand, trying to educate her on her own crimes. As I was leaving, I actually handed her the report and asked her to read it. So the fact that we are standing here today only comes to show that she has yet to read the report and has yet to express remorse for her actions. We also know that she has yet to be put on trial. That is until today, since this court is in a position to change all of that. I therefore expect Your Honour to take the legal considerations surrounding the crime of apartheid seriously. Because after all, where, if not in Berlin, should I be able to speak up against the clearest expressions of human diversity, depravity? Sorry. Where, if not in Berlin, should we be able to stand up to a barbaric system that differentiates between the Übermenschen and the Untermenschen, based on racial and ethnic characteristics? Where, if not in Berlin, as a grandson of those survivors who only needed the world to speak up, should we voice out loud our message that we will not be silent and call on others to never be silent again? And if this court will choose to look the other way, I would like to remind it that I have a track record of disrupting official apartheid representatives, and that there is no suitable punishment that will stop me from doing so in the future, until Israeli crimes against humanity had been abolished. That would be my legacy in that case. Thank you.
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free
Palestine!
Free, free
Palestine!